What is up, everyone? Happy New Year. Welcome back to WX Garage. It has been quite a bit of time. It's been a couple weeks since we last posted our last video. We took some time to, focus on our families, ourselves, and as you guys know, it is pretty hard to work on your cars when it is cold. Luckily, I found a day today. It's about 45, 50 degrees, so maybe a little colder now that it's almost dark, but got a little late start. But we are back, and one thing that we have talked about on the channel, or at least I have in the past, was that we have a lot of cool stuff coming in 2022. So today is going to be kind of the, I guess, the launch or the announcement, I guess, for what one of those big projects is. Yeah, I guess I'll just tell you guys. I am finally planning on really getting into it and learning how to do something that I haven't done yet, and that is going to be tracking my car. A lot of you guys know that I've been gearing up towards this for quite some time. We had the full suspension done, sway bars, end links. We've done the steering rack. We'll work on it. We've done the alignment kits. We've done big sticky tires. We've done power mods. And all those things really are going to combine to make this car into a track monster. I'm running ethanol, so it is going to be very reliable. At this point, I'm not really worried that the car isn't capable of handling the harsh conditions of driving it really hard on the track. So all those things that I've done have really been the long-term preparations for tracking this car. So it's not going to be quite time yet. We're going to be waiting for some warmer weather in March maybe, or April, we'll see. But I will be doing autocross, I will be doing road tracks, I will be doing time attack. Nothing super major yet, because obviously I have tons to learn. I need to get a lot of seat time in a racing, actually on a track experience. So that's really what the focus is going to be for 2022. And I hope you guys are just as excited about it as I am. So let's do a quick walk around the car, talk about some of the things I have left to do to prep the car before we get to the track season. So this is kind of a two-part video. Part of it is going to be talking about what I'm going to be doing for the track, but we're also going to be installing this brand new Perrin front strut tower brace bar, crash beam thing. Not a crash beam. I never know what to call these. It's a strut bar. They call it the, get the instructions out here. They call it the Perrin Strut Brace, and as you guys know, it's in, or as you guys can see, it's in this beautiful white finish, which is going to match all of my Renegade Motorsports caps beautifully. So it's going to look really good in there. It's going to be helping with bracing the suspension in the front for better handling, better turn in, better overall driving feel. And it does help with when doing really hard cornering, balancing and transferring some of the weight off the turn in corner to the opposite side, and make sure that we don't have as much frame not bending, but essentially body roll. But overall, this part's going to be really good. But we'll get to that in just a second here. For the rest of the car, I have a really good setup. For the power mods, for any of you guys who are just joining the channel or seeing this for the first time or not familiar with us, this car, it makes 405, 410-ish wheel horsepower, 385 torque, so pretty conservative on the torque. I have the Grimspeed intake, Grimspeed catted down pipe. We have a Cobb flex fuel system where I'm running up to E65, E70 if I'm feeling, pretty saucy. We have the Faction Fab pitch mount brace for making sure that everything is staying in place when doing, you know, harder shifts, harder driving. We have the Grimspeed front mount intercooler here, keeping everything cool. And then I do have some other small supporting mods throughout. And I'm going to be pointing the camera in a certain direction, but I can't tell you guys exactly what that is. I'm pretty sure all of you can figure that out for yourselves. But we have the Crawford V3 AOS here, keeping everything, all the air going into our engine, pretty much oil-free. This is an awesome, awesome setup. And then we also down below here, in a prior video, we did the Grimspeed aluminum turbo inlet to help support that. We have, from Perrin, we have the, I don't know if you guys can see it. Zoom in here. There's my downpipe right here. Let's open this up a little bit. There we go. We have the Perrin turbo mount support brackets. That's also going to help with bracing and keep everything in place. Going around to suspension, we currently have the Fortune Auto 500 Gen 7 coilovers. You're not going to be able to see much, but underneath here we did the white line, and this is my winter setup. It's monster trucked up. I have it raised up because our street isn't plowed, so you guys are going to see it's kind of monster trucked up, and it does actually look really good with these Faction Fab 25mm spacers down in here. I'll link that video up in the corner here, but for suspension, we did the white line front and rear sway bars and end links. In the rears, we did the white line rear lower control arms to help dial in some of our suspension and have a more solid platform than the stock control arms. And then for other performance stuff for brakes, Faction Fab slotted rotors. We did a salvaged STI Brembo kit that I swapped out onto this car. These are custom powder coated. And then the Faction Fab track pads that are in there as well. Braided brake lines, upgraded brake fluid. Overall, this car is going to be really, really, really well set up, as is for the track. I'm not too concerned as much with the car as I am with myself and learning, you know, the ins and outs of driving, getting the feel for the car when you're really driving at that limit. But with everything set up on the car now, there are some small things that I do want to add and have ready for the track season in the spring. So back to the engine bay. A couple things in the engine bay. Because I have the front mount intercooler, it does affect your temperatures a bit. So what I want to do is, before the spring, I want to add an oil cooler, a top mount oil cooler, so this hood scoop is still functional. So we're gonna be doing probably the Perrin front mount oil cooler that'll go right here. We're going to be upgrading our radiator, doing the radiator hoses from Grimspeed, I believe, as well. And then for the interior, I do want to do seats and harnesses as well. These seats, the stock ones are good, but a much better, maybe fixed back, we'll see, racing seat is going to have much better side bolstering and really help you stick your butt in there when you're taking some really hard corners. So that is that. I hope you guys are as excited as I am for this upcoming season and this upcoming year in terms of content, but also, I can't wait to really get this car on the track. So that's what I have for you guys today. Well, in terms of the announcement, I'm gonna put you guys on a tripod. The installation of this thing is very, very easy. It's just a bunch of bolts, and I'll be giving you some tips and tricks along the way while I do that. So, cool. So first step in this installation, we're just taking off these nuts. It's okay to not raise the car because right now the bottom of this, the top pad of the coilover is pressed against the tower here. So there's nothing really that's going to cause any issues. So we can just take these nuts off, no problem. think the hardest part of this installation, guys, is making sure that you don't actually lose anything and drop bolts down into the engine bay. So very, very simple. And this little plate comes off here and you're good. So put that there. There we go. And then this plate is ready to go onto the top of the tower. So very simple. And then the bar just goes just like that. So as always, I like to be very thorough. So I will be adding some blue Loctite onto these just to make sure that they do not move, these little hex head bolts. And that's pretty much it. So let me do the other side and I'll show you guys the end result. So as you guys can see, it looks amazing in the engine bay. It's gonna match all these caps and the accents. If anybody is looking for custom, any color or any engraving caps set for their WRX STI, I think they do other cars too, but Renegade Motorsports, I put their Instagram up on the screen here. They are amazing. So huge shout out to Perrin. A lot of you guys are gonna ask where I got the special white edition strut bar from them. Subi Mods still sells them. Perrin doesn't have the white edition on their website anymore. Subi Mods, of course, link will always be in the description, but can't wait for the oil cooler that's gonna go and fill this gap right here. So awesome. Can't wait to see how this feels on the track. I have my raised suspension and my winter tires, so I'm not gonna be able to feel the effects of this very easily until we get back onto some more aggressive driving with my normal suspension setup. So who doesn't love a nice sunset to conclude the video? So on a serious note, guys, for everyone that's followed the channel, thank you guys so much. Thank you for not freaking out about the the missed weeks of uploads and things like that. We have a ton of more content coming in 2022. If you're not subscribed, hit that subscribe button now. Let me know if you are in the Colorado area, which tracks I should go to. Should I try to do a quarter mile or an eighth mile? I think that'd be a lot of fun. I do have the upgraded clutch now, so I don't have any issues with learning how to launch this thing. So I'm very, very excited for this year, and I hope you guys are too. So that's all we have for you today. We will see you next week. Peace.